All right, we will be exporting the X and the shield. So to be nice and clearly in the Unreal Engine and run smoothly, we have to get these items on the root to attach it properly. We have to reallocate them in center 0, 0, 0 for the gizmos. Then it looks fine. And basically, when export the game assets, you have that every item is arranged in the same direction in the 0, 0, 0. Therefore, we are going to select the X in object mode. Go to object, just click on object, set origin, and then set geometry to origin. Then we have it on the origin. You can press 1 on the numlock, so you have the side view. The goal here is basically that the item is positioned on the y-axis, and here is it properly. And we can press 3 from the side, and here we can go to the rotation tool and rotate it properly, get every item looking upstairs. And the next step is to move it a little bit upwards, that the map coordinates 0, 0, 0. Just move it. It looks like that. But now save as the blender file, like items.blend. I will save it in the asset folder. So basically, when looking around, you see that the X is now well placed. And if you want to get more files, then just import it to this Blender file as FBX file, and then arrange it like the X and export this as FBX file. Basically, then you can import it into the Unreal Engine in case you want to extract all the free assets and free items from the Paragon content. There are a lot of items which can be processed and are also free in the Epicon store available. To manage that the access properly working, we also have to go to Object and Apply and all transforms. So we have the transforms at 0 on each. Can also save it while the X is properly transformed. Now we can export this X. Just click File, Export, FBX, and this time you can rename it to X. We just want to get the mesh and selected object, get only the X, and the others are also like the last time. And the animation we can deselect, so we only need the mesh and select object. Export FBX. Want to export the shield? Can click on the A icon to get rid of the other elements. Have the shield. We can go to object, transform, object, set origin, geometry to origin. Now we can rotate it. Just press 1 with one rest. We have the front orthographic, and we want to rotate it to be its right position. I think it's okay. We can press 3 on the numlock and have a look at the other side. Here we can just keep it there or rotate it a little bit, maybe like that. Also move upwards to get 0, 0, 0 point. Then just go on Object, Apply, Alters for all transforms. And then we have the transforms at 0 here on the right side. You can also save it. Now we export the shield, File, Export, FBX, and just name it to shield. Shield 01 if you have more shields. And also selected object, mesh only, and no animation. Just hit export. That's basically it for the X and for the shield. And if you want more items, you just can use this project to do so. For our purpose, is it okay for these 2 items? And we could go back here to extract more items if we want to. Back to the Unreal Engine, we now can go to main and create a new folder and just name it pickups. And here we can import this one. Just create a new folder, swords, and another folder for shields. We go to shields and right click import to current folder and go to our asset folder and choose the shield. Open. You just want a static mesh. Don't want to import a skeletal mesh. Animations. No textures, no materials, no skeletal mesh. We want a static mesh. Maybe it's okay so far. We will see. I think that it must be all. If not, we can re-import it. So just click import. Here we have our shield. With our shield, we can open it up, and it seems nice. We can drag and drop it in our test level and just see if the gizmos are working, and it's working fine. Of course, we arranged it with Blender. We have a nice alignment here in the Unreal Engine, and it looks fine. Therefore, we set the origin in Blender. So if you do not set the origin, we had the shield on the gizmo on this place downstairs, but the shield will be like here somewhere in the field hanging on. But we get it back to the root, and so it just work nice to import. So we can arrange the right looking. So we just open up the materials. The material we have to look for the layers and where the materials are located. Basically, we have to look for the shield. Maybe it's located nearby the folders where the folders are. Here we have the MI Terra shield. So we can choose that and go to the shield and click on the arrow. Use selected asset from content browser. Save it. And now we have a nice looking shield. The next step is to get LODs, level of details. Just go to LODs and say custom. We want 4 LODs. Number of LODs here. 4. Apply changes. And now we have 4 level of detail, which are computed by the Unreal Engine. We don't have to get the custom one and just set the number of LODs downstairs here and apply changes, and it will do the math behind it. We can change, save it. The next step is to get a collision done. Just add a box collision, add box simplified collision. Say it's okay to get some box collision. It is okay to get a box collision. Just get remove collision and then add box simplified collision. So I have just only the box collision here. It is okay for us and don't need a lot of computing time when the game is playing. We can test the box collision. It can be rendered in real time and is only a simple box collision. So we can just get our shield into the world, just drag it upstairs and enable physics and the details of the mesh, simulate physics while true, and afterwards we can just play it here in simulate, and we see that it is falling down and seems to work with the collision. So if you have polygon collision, maybe it will fall apart. It just falls down here. But for our purpose, it's okay to be like that. When I rotate it, could be fall a little bit different. Just get simulate, and it falls on the ground like that. Right. Now we can go on with the sword. Just go to swords, right click, import controller, and I'm sorry, it's an X. I rename it to X01. Maybe I can get the words and put in folder here and rename it to X, X's, and in the X's folder I import the X01 and just get the same settings as before. We can later on replace the normals That's it. Collision. Have to be a static mesh. A static mesh. Animations. Not import animations, materials. Not import materials. Just click on import. So the X in place. Open it up. We now can get the material slot and search for it in the textures here. Terra meshes materials. Here we have the material for the X, mi Terra X, and get to the X on the arrow key. So we have here a nice looking X. After that, we can just number of lots. Just a number. It has not a huge amount level of detail, so we can just use 3 in that case and enter. So we have here in the advanced tab up to 3. Apply changes, save it. Now to collision. And the collision, we can remove collision if any present and set collision at box simplified collision. And here we have also a simple collision with the X. Save it and can import the X into the test level. Here we see it is also nice arranged because we have done the work in Blender, and when the X is getting simulated with simulate physics on, turn it on and just click on simulate and see how it works. The X is now nice selected in the physics. That's for the items. We have now the shield and the X imported correctly to use it in our project. Fine, save all. That's for this video. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.